Hey Tom, how are you?
Hey Scott, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you very much. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you very much.
How much fun was it to play the Brit in all amongst this madness? Because he carries himself in a certain way. The glasses, the suits, the kind of
Yeah, I wanted to do something different with Logan because like there was it was never mentioned in the script whether he was British or American. When I got asked to do the role, me and Liz Garcia talked about, what accent, we should do. And she was like, "How do you feel about him being British?" And he's a Brit that's become an astronaut and he's working at NASA. And I was like, "Oh, I quite like that." I always imagined him when I read the script, I imagined him as a Yank, so it was quite cool to then kind of reinvent him in my head as a Brit. And initially I was kind of like, oh, I'm not sure how that will work. And then I started sort of saying the lines and living it. And I was like, oh, there's something fun I can do with this guy. Like you say, like he's a bit of a fish out of water and he's kind of a steady, level-headed Brit amongst this bonkers world. And that's the thing, that is exactly that Space Cadet. It's a slightly, it does feel like a very much a slightly heightened reality. And Logan lives within that world, but I think he's like the the bookhead Brit amongst them all. So it was great, and I really enjoyed playing with that humor with the Yank Brit element to it, because he's always trying to keep on the straight and narrow.
yeah. There's a lot of talk about following your dreams in this film. There's scrapbooks as kids. There's your character talk about poems and all this kind of stuff. When you were a kid, when you were 18 years old or whatever it was, did you keep your own scrapbook? Did the dream that you wanted to follow come a reality, or was there something else? Because like for me, I wish I was a footballer, but it never happened. So
Didn't we all? Didn't we all? All of Brits. I mean, I actually wished I was a rugby player over a football player. I mean, I certainly had my time of wanting to be a football player, but I would have loved to have been a rugby player. But yeah, I think I never wrote anything down, but I did have the sort of the mental dream. I've always had that, like I've always sort of seen where I want to go, like somewhere in the distance in my mind, and I don't put too much weight on it, but I think it's important to have dreams and then put steps in place to work towards those dreams, and I think nothing becomes a reality unless you work towards them in some way. And I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer in just walk towards it. Don't like try and force it, just walk towards what you want, and you can make it a reality. It's easier said than done, I think, because a lot of people might disagree with me. Like sometimes, I come up against that. But I really truly believe that if you have a positive outlook on your dreams and walk towards them, they can become a reality. Especially when you're so
yes,
young. Anything's possible when you're that age.
absolutely. Two quick questions at the end, quick fire questions. You get the chance to go into space. Which of your co-stars that you've worked with are you taking as your co-pilot?
From Space Cadet,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, from anything, Umbrella
or from anything.
Academy, whatever you like, wherever you like.
Oh wow, wow, that's broad. I would probably take Robert Sheehan from Umbrella Academy for entertainment value, uh, because he's always fun. And then I'd probably take my one of my best friends, two of my best friends actually, Toby Stevens and Luke Roberts from Black Sails, because they're two of my best friends. So I think we can figure out any problem together.
And just very quickly at the end, this reminds me of a lot of. It's a very kind of happy film, comfort film. You can put it on, it's fun, all that kind of stuff. Do you have a go-to film if you're feeling down? Do you have a film that's you've watched hundreds of times that you always go
Oh
to?
God, yeah, a bunch of them. Back to the Future 2. In fact, any of the Back to the Futures, but Back to the Future 2 specifically. Four Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, Richard Curtis movies are a big one. Good feel goods. The Great Outdoors, The Great Outdoors, John Candy,
John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, yeah, classic.
Yeah, uh, they'd
I
be
was
my
going to ask
top.
that question, thinking that you might say like Alien or like
Yeah,
like
no,
something
not
space related,
children.
but no one wants to watch
No.
Alien as a comfort film.
Actually, Terminator 2, Judgment Day is up there, actually, weirdly. And Die Hard.
You see, you've just named two of my favorite films. I did have my Terminator
Yeah.
2 t-shirt on earlier, and I changed it for this Milky Way
Oh,
one because I
yeah.
thought it was
What a
more in
waste.
keeping.
What a waste.
Never mind, missed opportunity. Next time, next time,
Yeah.
next time I see you. Thank you so much for your time. Pleasure. I hope the film goes really well for you.
Nice one, Scott. Appreciate it, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Take
Cheers.
care.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey, you guys!